Hello, I'm Cozen-Geller, working from Venice Beach, California. I'm a minimalist. My work is very sleek and very simplistic in its shape. Each piece represents an emotion, and that's how I'm able to express myself. My work is out of high-end automotive paints or polished stainless steel, aluminum, and very straight, very simplistic, and I'm so grateful I get to do what I do. Here we are in my warehouse, and this is where I store everything, and it's always fun coming in here because it's like a treasure chest. So here we have some pieces that are finished, completed. They're put on a backing board. This is family in white, and it's here and ready to go. And then tucked under here, I have another piece, a very large piece called Peace that's in white. And then I have a piece back here in red, and then a couple of pieces back here that still need to be painted. If we move over here, these are all my stencils. So this is where I keep, well, here's a piece called On Point that's built and ready for paint. It's built out of wood, and then it has a laminate on it in brown to keep all of the wood just really well condensed. And then this will get painted. I'm not sure what color yet. But these are my patterns that I use. So once I create the drawing on my graph paper, then I make these big patterns so that I can really get a visual for what they're going to look like, the size and the scope. This one is a piece called Patience that I did. I also did this piece in a smaller version, so this would be the 36-inch size. And then I just have many, many more of these, just of various pieces that I've done. These are 2 triangles. They just really help me get an idea kind of in real time, what they're going to look like without the thickness of it. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, I know. I'll show you my floor cubes over here. So here I have 3 floor cubes that are called Raw. And this is a 24-inch, that's a 24-inch, and this is a 12-inch. Welcome to day 1 of Jonathan Ferrara Takeover. I'll be posting artwork throughout the day of my wall sculptures. Thank you, Jonathan Ferrara Gallery, for letting me share my work today. Hi, welcome to day 2 of Jonathan Ferrara Takeover. I'm Cozen-Geller, and I'm excited to share things with you today. I'd like to share with you about how I began my art career, which was in 1986. I did the first piece of art in memory of my dad. It was the night that my father passed away, and I was so overwhelmed with grief and love, I didn't know what to do. And I sat down and I drew this sketch of what later became my first piece of art. And what that did for me emotionally was give me peace at that moment when I created the art. So it was a very positive move for me to sit down and create that. It made me feel that I could keep my father and his beautiful memory alive by creating something visual that I could then put onto the wall, which is what I did. And I actually named that piece Peace, because even though a piece of me was missing, I was at peace knowing I'd keep my dad alive. And from then on, I just started doing art pieces that were very sculptural, minimal, just very sleek and minimal, but really each piece had a message, and each piece had some kind of a missing piece, but that wasn't necessarily a negative. It was showing that although something is missing, there also is a place for it back in the original piece. And so I started doing this art, and it really gave me such fulfillment and joy that I just kept going. And here I am today, 30-something years later, just grateful that I get to do what I love, which is making my minimal contemporary pieces. I use automotive paint on woods, on metals. I use polished metal, stainless steel. And each piece that I do has a meaning in it with regards to how I choose to build it. Is it out of stainless steel? Is it out of a color? And if it's a color, what does the color signify? What's the size and shape and the angle? What does it all mean? Each piece of mine has a meaning, and it's all about emotion and love and frustration and anger and joy and all of the human palette of emotions that we share. Thank you, Jonathan Ferrara Gallery, for letting me share my work today. We will be looking at my standing sculptures. Enjoyed seeing my standing sculptures. Thank you, Jonathan Ferrara Gallery. Hello, I'm Lori Cozen-Geller, and I'd like to share with you a little bit about my upcoming exhibition at Jonathan Ferrara Gallery called The Angles of Emotion. It is going to run from May 14th to July 17th. It was supposed to be an in-person exhibition, but with the pandemic, we are going fully online. So The Angles of Emotion. I'm a minimalist, and of course minimalism is supposed to be about just the sheer vision of looking at a piece of art, its shape and form and color, without it really having any meaning. But the minimalism that I do is exactly the opposite. It's really all about emotion. I started doing my first piece of art the night my father passed away, and that was about the pain and sadness that I felt. And I did a minimalistic piece. So sometimes the pieces that I do have very sharp angles, the angles of emotion, where you can run from feeling joyful to then all of a sudden making a turn and feeling sad. There's so many different angles, sharp angles, but then again, there's also fluidity in our emotions, where there can be soft curves in my work, where an emotion can gradually change from, say, sadness to joy. And so basically that's what my work is about. I'm standing in front of a collection of 3 of my cubes, and they have very sharp angles. So let me explain this set to you and what this series is about. This is about human connection. These are what I call chatterboxes, points of view. They are stainless steel, and each cube is to represent another human being. So for example, this 24-inch cube is positioned facing this way. Maybe this cube is speaking with or interacting or wanting to interact with this small 12-inch cube. They are human beings coming into connection with each other. But then this 18-inch one, let's say this 18-inch cube is kind of coming into the room or coming into the space, not really sure where he wants to go or who he wants to speak with. Right now he's pointed in the direction of this smaller cube, but maybe he's going to pivot and turn and start a conversation with this person. It's really about the way in which we communicate with the people that we are in touch with. Here's another example of a piece of art that's going to be in the exhibition. They're called chatterboxes, and they are beautiful cubes. These are 6-inch cubes. They're made of stainless steel, and they're finished in a high-end Maserati yellow auto paint. And here again, what they do is they reflect or speak of human connection. So we have this cube that goes into the wall, it gets screwed into the wall, and it maybe sits on the wall like that. But then here comes another person, cube or person. This one will go into the wall, and maybe once it's turned, because once they're screwed in you can pivot the position of these cubes, maybe this cube is going to sit on the wall like this, and maybe there's going to be a close connection between these two humans, actually, because each one is a human being. And then another cube will come in, maybe pivoted, wanting to come into the conversation. So that's what this series is about. I also have in my exhibition, I have pieces with missing component pieces, which you're going to see in photographs. I'm here on day 3 of the Jonathan Ferrara Artist Takeover. Thank you for letting me share my work. I'll be posting it for the rest of the day. Enjoyed seeing my work throughout the day. Thank you. I want to thank Jonathan Ferrara Gallery for letting me be the Artist Takeover this week. It was really a lot of fun, and I hope you learned a lot about my work. Thank you.